story of our world every day. Listen and your heart may open up. If ever you feel frightened of our world that's washed away, a mother is a mother, come to us. Women, 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 women. Women sew the fabric of our world every day. History of violence made it through. The stories that we share will all live on, and so we say these truths are our gifts passed on to you.
Good evening. I'm Lisa Liebau, the Scheherazade Project's co-founder with Julia Alvarez, and this is the hashtag 101 Nights show. Back on July 25th, we began our countdown with creativity to Election Day 2020. Now we're less than a month away. We set out to have at least 101 women artists sharing stories in any art form, and with your help, we've grown well beyond that. Our beloved community of artists, art lovers, and activists is gaining momentum. Let's use that energy to engage in democracy. Vote, encourage others to vote, drive someone to the polls, or volunteer to count absentee ballots. Here's another way you can nourish the grassroots. Share your YouTube, IGTV, or Facebook links to your favorite hashtag 101 Nights episodes via social media or messages to friends and family. Tonight's featured artist is Rita Dove, Poet Laureate of the United States and consultant to the Library of Congress from 1993 to 1995, and Poet Laureate of the Commonwealth of Virginia from 2004 to 2006. Her publications include The Yellow House on the Corner, the verse novel Thomas and Beulah, which won the Pulitzer Prize and was staged as an opera by the Museum for Contemporary Art in Chicago, On the Bus with Rosa Parks, a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award, and Sonata Malatika. She has received numerous literary and academic honors, among them the Pulitzer Prize in Poetry and the Emily Corrick Leadership Award, the Duke Ellington Lifetime Achievement Award, the Heinz Award in the Arts and Humanities. President Clinton awarded her the 1996 National Humanities Medal, and President Barack Obama presented her with the 2011 National Medal of Arts, which made her the only poet with both the National Humanities Medal and the National Medal of Arts to her credit. To date, 28 honorary doctorates have been bestowed upon Rita Dove, most recently by Yale University, Smith College, Harvard University, and the University of Michigan. Our sister Scheherazade and co-founder of the Scheherazade Project, Julia Alvarez, will be introducing Rita Dove's performance tonight.
This is Julia Alvarez, co-founder with Lisa Liebau of the Scheherazade Project. We're very grateful to welcome our sister Scheherazade, Rita Dove, presenting her poem Parsley tonight. This poem documents a little-known massacre that occurred in the Dominican Republic in 1937, in which Haitians and Dominicans of Haitian descent were brutally murdered by the dictator El General Trujillo's henchmen. The killings began early October and continued for 2 weeks. Historians differ on the exact number of casualties, from a conservative 6,000 to 20,000 killed. Many terrorized men, women, and children would claim to be Dominicans to avoid being slaughtered. So a litmus test was devised. A sprig of parsley was held up for would-be victims to identify. If they mispronounced the word, a Haitian Creole speaker would not trill the R as a Spanish speaker would. The man, woman, or child would be decapitated or stabbed or bludgeoned to death. El General soldiers have been ordered not to use ammunition so that the killings could not be traced back to his regime. The massacre is known as the Parsley Massacre for this reason. I first found out about this part of my history early in the 1980s in this country when I read Alfred Hicks' Blood in the Streets, and soon thereafter Rita Dove's moving poem, Parsley. It's now 83 years since the massacre, and still the Dominican Republic has yet to openly and honestly address or adequately redress this crime against humanity. So in 2012, a group of us, diaspora Dominicans and Haitians, in solidarity with other supporters on both sides of the border, began a movement called Border of Lights. Every year, on the anniversary of the massacre, we gather at both sides of the border, hold workshops, town meetings, engage in binational community projects, educating students and citizens on a part of our history that has been erased. On one night, we hold a special vigil and line up on the border with candles, songs, poetry, call and responses with our Haitian counterparts on their side of the border, in order to commemorate the dead and affirm our commitments to peace, solidarity, social justice between our two countries. This year, with a pandemic preventing travel and a curfew on the ground, our vigil is virtual, and it's happening tonight, October 10th. After watching Rita Dove's presentation, please join us at Border of Lights. Just a few minutes of your time to post a comment, a photo of a candle, a flashlight, stars, any light, as a way to affirm that Black lives matter beyond as well as within our borders. So it's especially meaningful for me as a Dominican American to welcome Rita Dove tonight, reading her poem Parsley as the Border of Lights vigil commemorating the massacre she so movingly writes about is taking place at the same time.
Parsley, the cane fields. There is a parrot imitating spring in the palace, its feathers parsley green. Out of the swamp the cane appears to haunt us, and we cut it down. El General searches for a word, he is all the world there is. Like a parrot imitating spring, we lie down screaming as rain punches through, and we come up green. We cannot speak an R. Out of the swamp the cane appears, and then the mountain we call in whispers, Catalina. The children gnaw their teeth to arrowheads. There is a parrot imitating spring. El General has found his word, perejil. Who says it lives. He laughs, teeth shining out of the swamp. The cane appears in our dreams, lashed by wind and streaming, and we lie down. For every drop of blood, there is a parrot imitating spring. Out of the swamp, the cane appears. The palace. The word the general's chosen is parsley. It is fall, when thoughts turn to love and death. The general thinks of his mother, how she died in the fall, and he planted her walking cane at the grave, and it flowered, each spring stolidly forming 4-star blossoms. The general pulls on his boots. He stomps to her room in the palace, the one without curtains, the one with a parrot in a brass ring. As he paces, he wonders, who can I kill today? And for a moment, the little knot of screams is still. The parrot, who has traveled all the way from Australia in an ivory cage, is, coy as a widow, practicing spring. Ever since the morning his mother collapsed in the kitchen while baking skull-shaped candies for the Day of the Dead, the general has hated sweets. He orders pastries brought up for the bird. They arrive dusted with sugar on a bed of lace. The knot in his throat starts to twitch. He sees his boots the first day in battle splashed with mud and urine as a soldier falls at his feet, amazed. How stupid he looked at the sound of artillery. I never thought it would sing, the soldier said, and died. Now the general sees the fields of sugar cane lashed by rain and streaming. He sees his mother's smile, the teeth gnawed to arrowheads. He hears the Haitians sing without R's as they swing the great machetes. Catalina, they sing. Catalina, mi madre, mi amor le muerte. God knows his mother was no stupid woman. She could roll an R like a queen. Even a parrot can roll an R. In the bare room, the bright feathers arch in a parody of greenery as the last pale crumbs disappear under the blackened tongue. Someone calls out his name in a voice so like his mother's. A startled tear splashes the tip of his right boot. My mother, my love in death. The general remembers the tiny green sprigs men of his village wore in their capes to honor the birth of a son. He will order many, this time, to be killed for a single beautiful word.
Thank you to our featured artists and to you for joining the Scheherazade Project's hashtag 101 Nights. We're fast approaching Election Day and we need all of us to draw attention to it. Please add your voice by posting a photo or video of your story, poem, dance, tapestry, painting, song, any art you wish to share on your Twitter or Instagram account, and include hashtag 101 NIGHTS. In the meantime, if voter registration deadlines haven't yet passed in your state, volunteer to register voters. And of course, go vote, everyone.
So the fabric of our world every day, history of violence made it through. The stories that we share will all live on, and so we say these truths are our gifts passed on to you.